Picture this. You meet someone who blows you away. They tick every box on your dream list: gorgeous, brilliant, hilarious, and genuinely emotionally available. They respond to your texts promptly, they're eager to hang out, and they actually give a damn about your day. For those first magical weeks, it's pure bliss. You think, finally, this is it, the one I've been searching for. But then, out of nowhere, the vibe shifts. It's subtle at first. Maybe they send a double text one lazy afternoon. Maybe they float the idea of a getaway a few months down the line. Or perhaps they gaze at you with just a tad too much warmth in their eyes. Suddenly, that excitement morphs into a weighty dread. Your chest tightens. A nagging voice whispers in your mind, "They're too intense. They're clingy. They're desperate." Flaws you never noticed before start jumping out the way they chew, the pitch of their laugh, even their shoe choices. You get the ick. And just like that, the person who lit up your world becomes a source of suffocating anxiety. The walls feel like they're closing in. You drag your feet on replies, invent excuses to stay busy, and subtly sabotage until they catch on and fade away, or you outright shove them out. The instant they're gone, a huge rush of relief washes over you, space reclaimed, breath restored, safety secured. But give it a few days or weeks, and loneliness slithers back in. You replay memories wondering, did I screw up? Am I just not cut out for this? And you can't help but ask, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy like normal people? If this endless loop hits home, listen up, I've got game-changing news. You're not a commitment phobe, not cold-hearted, and absolutely not broken. You're running on a deep-seated survival program wired into your brain way before you could choose otherwise. It's called Avoidant Attachment, and it quietly torments millions who seem fiercely independent and thriving on the surface, but are desperately hungry for real connection underneath. This is your life's grand paradox. You yearn for love. You fantasize about it, binge rom-coms about it, but the second it turns real, your nervous system flags it as a life-or-death threat. It's not that you reject love, it's that your brain equates intimacy with erasure of self. You've learned closeness means pain, or worse, total engulfment. So, you constructed a fortress. A stunning, unbreakable stronghold where you're the unchallenged ruler. Inside, it's secure, orderly, predictable. But damn, it's lonely. Here's the chilling truth most folks overlook. This isn't confined to dating. It seeps into your job, your friendships, even how you treat yourself. It's why social hangs leave you drained, needing solo days to recover. It's why you boast about never asking for help, even when you're barely afloat. It's why you might cling to a ghostly bond with an ex from ages ago, idolizing them precisely because they're safely distant, no threat to your autonomy. In the next few minutes, I'll dive into the neuroscience of why your brain reacts to intimacy like a predator on the prowl. We'll unpack the sneaky tactics your mind uses to shut down your emotions, often without a clue. And I'll unveil the 3 distinct avoidant personalities lurking within you right now. By the time we're done, you won't just grasp why you push people away, you'll hold the tools to halt the escape and embrace the love you truly deserve. Because here's the real deal. You don't have to pick between your freedom and joy. You can claim both. But first, we've got to ease that drawbridge down. Let's dive in. Let's kick off by peeling back the first layer of your outer self, the one you present to the world. I call it the Ironclad Architect. Avoidant attachment gets a bad rap. People assume it means you're introverted or awkward. But often, it's the polar opposite. You're probably a high flyer, charismatic, and profoundly self-reliant. You're the go-to friend who fixes everyone's messes but keeps yours locked tight. You wear low maintenance, like a badge of honor, no endless texting, no constant validation needed. In fact, spotting couples who are inseparable makes you smirk with quiet superiority. Thank goodness I'm not that needy. Emotions? You see them as sloppy, disruptive noise messing with your streamlined life. You've engineered an existence under total command, your calendar, your turf, your rituals. It's a finely tuned machine. Then someone intriguing slips in, and even if sparks fly, they feel like a glitch in the system. They shatter your calm, claim your hours, and boom, your nervous system reframes this wonderful human not as an ally, but as an intruder siphoning your freedom. This isn't hyperbole. Your brain literally interprets closeness as a hijacking of your independence. But get this, the science fueling what comes next is mind-blowing. Enter deactivating strategies, the biological wizardry behind the ick and vanishing acts. As things heat up, your amygdala, the brain's alarm bell for danger, goes haywire. For most, it flares in real peril. For you, it ignites when someone leans on you emotionally. Your mind yells, "I'm being swallowed whole! I'm vanishing!" To counter, your subconscious unleashes a defense. It dials down your attachment circuits. It fixates you on flaws, their boisterous laugh, that odd mole, a grammatical slip in a message. These minor gripes balloon until they're your sole focus. You're no longer seeing the person, you're cataloging escape routes. This lets you emotionally bail without guilt, rationalizing, they weren't a match. Truth? You're neurologically numbing your connection drive to stay shielded. Now, you might counter, "But I do want a relationship, I just haven't found the one." That leads us to the second persona inside you, the phantom lover. This is avoidant thinking's most heart-wrenching irony. You can pour deep affection into someone, but only once their history. Ever felt more bonded to an ex from years back than the flesh and blood date across the table? That's no fluke, it's a built-in safeguard. A spectral ex poses zero risk. No demands, no space invasion, no letdowns. So, your brain elevates them to mythic status. You mythologize bygones to dodge the now, stacking every new prospect against this untouchable ideal, guaranteeing no one real ever stacks up. It's a clever, heartbreaking ploy to stay solo while masquerading as a starry-eyed romantic pining for destiny. To really get why, we must rewind to the roots. Enter the silent child, your origin tale, the emotional gut punch where it all began. Attachment isn't in your DNA, it's conditioned, often before words form. Perhaps a parent was aloof, detached, or harsh. Your cries went unanswered, hugs were rebuffed or overlooked. You swiftly learned needs equaled agony rejection's sting. So, toddler logic kicked in. Ditch the needs, self-soothe, morph into a mini-adult, detach from feelings because feeling them amplified the isolation. Or maybe the flip. An overbearing parent who projected onto you, ignored boundaries, smothered with love that felt like fusion. You absorbed that intimacy equals erasure. Survival meant walls, hiding, safeguarding a secret core just to breathe. This forges a nervous system primed for hyper-independence. Dependency? That's vulnerability's ugly cousin. Sick? No soup deliveries, thanks. Down? Barricade the door. You fear letting anyone in will devour you whole, obliterating your essence. I lived this once physical revulsion hit when "I love you" came too early. It felt like a performance burden, managing their feelings, shouldering their joy a suffocating load. So I'd bolt, wreck it, spark a spat for air. In my empty space, I'd convince myself solitude ruled. But inwardly, I sensed the void. Safe? Sure. Satisfied? Starving. Yet, here's the twist that complicates it all. Society cheers you on. Independence earns accolades. You climb ladders for your unflappable focus. You're hailed as drama-free. This praise cements your barriers, whispering your tactics are gold. Why tweak perfection? Why court intimacy's chaos when life's a win? That's the snare. Confusing accolades with wholeness, seclusion with serenity, armor with power. Real power isn't eternal self-sufficiency, it's daring to need, trusting you'll endure if they vanish. So, how do we shatter this pattern? How rewire a mind honed over years to excel at repulsion? Generic tips like, just open up, or get vulnerable flop for avoidance. They trigger panic floods, rebuilding walls thicker. We need a smarter hack. Crack your brain's security protocols. Teach your amygdala intimacy's no foe. And it's not via a fairy tale partner who fixes you, it's reshaping your fear response. Start by spotting the saboteur's whisper. When ick surges or ghosting tempts, pause. Breathe. Probe. Is this truly irritating? Or am I freaked by how much I care? Red flag? Or just my defenses rising? But hold on, this next reveal flips the script entirely. There's a third avoidant archetype, one poised to morph your struggles into your ultimate edge. This is the overlooked gem in Psych Talks. You're not solely fleeing fear, you're chasing something essential you believe relationships steal. Grasp that, and pushing fades. You'll draw close without self-loss. This unveils the deepest layer, armored beneath it all, the Guardian. This reframe revolutionizes everything. You've likely seen your avoidance as a flaw, cold, aloof, love incapable. But no, it's a superpower misfired. A genius child's invention to guard your core treasure, your identity. Young and powerless, boundaries weren't an option. Shutdown was your sword. It preserved you, fostered inner depth, resilience, self-trust. You're not flawed, you're a warrior. Issue? The battle's done. But you're suited up in peacetime, mistaking lovers for invaders. Your system missed the all-clear. Healing secret? No fortress demolition, no morphing into a clingy texture. Just master the drawbridge. Evolve from isolation to interdependence. Independence? I need no one. Codependence? I can't exist without you. Interdependence? I'm complete solo, but I opt to weave lives. It grants closeness, sans suffocation, love, sans vanishing. Do it via titration psych-speak for baby steps. Share one raw insight. Expose one chaos corner. Then recharge in your stronghold. Crucial twist. Communicate the retreat. That's the breakthrough. Ditch silent, vanishing which amps their worry, sparking pursuit. Instead, I'm overwhelmed and need solo time to reset. I'll reach out tomorrow. Simple. You're voicing a boundary, not bailing. You shift from antagonist to ally, guiding how to love you. Gradually, you'll see. The right one won't siege your walls, they'll pitch a tent outside, patient, knowing your worth. You merit love that honors your existence, seeing your might and your tenderness. Thank the Guardian for years of vigilance, then softly command rest. Safety's here. Welcome, love in. If you're tangled with an anxious or needy partner, feeling perpetually smothered, don't skip my next video. I'll dish exact scripts to soothe their fears fast without trading your liberty. It's the misstep 99% make and the sole path to thriving in an anxious-avoidant dynamic. You won't want to miss it.